right, good morning and happy Wednesday, everybody. We are live here, and we are talking about the forecast. We have some low clouds and fog in place, so we'll show you visibility in just a minute, plus what to expect for the rest of your day into the weekend. And if you have any questions, if you're traveling across Texas for the next couple of days, feel free to shoot me a comment or a question in the messages and comments below. Otherwise, enjoy the forecast, and we're not enjoying this. You'll see Mount Cedar continues to spike. It was at 1,000 yesterday. Now it's at 4,000, nearly 5 this morning, as of the latest count on this Wednesday morning. Modes are light at 380, so if you're sneezing, if you're feeling the allergens in the air, if you have the sniffles, it's most likely this right here. So one more look at the full screen pollen count. Mount Cedar 4760, heavy, and molds are light at 380. Good news there. Okay, so this entire month, since last Sunday, since we entered the new year, has been incredibly warm. Each and every single day has been spent in the 70s and the 80s. We've had morning fog. We just haven't had a decent system swing by that's provided any type of measurable rain or colder air. We had some cold air around the Christmas time, right? But ever since then, things have rebounded and recovered and haven't gone down since. And we're in the middle of winter, so we should be seeing some cold air this time of year. But you'll see the entire month of January so far has been very warm. On the 2nd, we hit 82. Back last Friday was 80 degrees. Yesterday was nearly 80 as well at 79 for an official high in San Antonio. Today will be one of the warmest days this month. We'll be around 82 degrees this afternoon, kind of like the 2nd, and this has brought our average temperature. If you look at this, this is incredible. Some of the warmest temperatures we've ever seen in San Antonio in history. So back in 1923, right? I mean, these records are long-standing. These are long old records. Back in 1923, 100 years ago, the average temperature in January was 62 degrees. That's considering daytime high and morning low, just kind of a daytime average of the temperature in one single day. And you'll see 2023, this month alone, this January, is average temperature is around 64 degrees, which ranks first in warmest Januaries on record. So we are in a pattern that's not really fluctuating, but good news as we progress into tonight, into tomorrow morning, we'll see some cooler air, and that'll reinforce a drier pattern and more seasonal temperatures by the back half of the weekend. All right, right now it's 63 at the airport, 62 at Stinson. You'll see it's mostly cloudy and still gray, gloomy, and very humid out there, might I add. Now, it's not as humid as summertime humidity, but the dew point is running at 60 degrees, which is indicating a very tropical atmosphere, southerly winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And here's the fog. You'll see Bexar County, San Antonio, kind of in the mix of things. The hill country is clear. Pleasanton from I-37 towards southern Bexar County, and even all of I-35 along the Balcones Escarpment, that's where we're seeing kind of descending cooler air. When it cools and it cools down to the dew point, that leads to a lot of fog, and you'll see visibility is reduced from Hondo, Pleasanton, Randolph to I-35, San Marcos, Austin. In that one area, this is the current visibility as of 11:09 a.m. So if you're traveling anywhere in this area, it should improve. I mean, visibility in San Antonio at this moment, in this hour, it's only 2 miles. So it is improving, especially along 281. The farther north you go into Bulverde and even near the rim. But I would say this will linger at least for the next hour, and I would say after lunchtime, things should eventually clear out to sunshine and highs back in the 80s. So right now, though, we're cool and comfortable. 70 at Bernie, 71 at Kerrville. So where the fog is lingering, so pretty much along I-35 from San Antonio to San Marcos, we're lower 60s, but where the clouds have already moved out and the fog has dissipated, temperatures are starting to rebound. So likely in Beeville and George West and Fredericksburg, we're seeing sunshine. It's just the low-level clouds that are really offering San Antonio those cooler temperatures. 73 over in Gillespie County and 72 in Cotulla. So today's forecast, 81 to 82. If you're watching from, let's say, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, forecast models are suggesting near 85 to 90 degrees this afternoon along the Rio Grande. So Sabata County, Valverde County, Maverick County. Anywhere west of I-35 towards, again, the Rio Grande, towards northern Mexico, temperatures are going to skyrocket a little faster. But here in San Antonio, it should remain in the upper 70s and near lower 80s, which is about 20 to 25 degrees above the January average. It's incredible to see. So look at this. Eagle Pass, the forecast high, about 92. We'll see if they get there. 83 in Del Rio by 4:30 today. 86 at Cotulla. 86 in George West. And here in San Antonio, we should stop and start to climb, after lunchtime, but stop around 81, 82, and then upper 70s in Seguin and near I-35 and near Gonzales as well. So here's the hour by hour. So things are changing. By tonight, 10 p.m., we're clear. Some clouds east of San Antonio. But by midnight, a front will drop in from the north and push through San Antonio, likely around 2 or 3 a.m. It's going to come through dry. Unfortunately, most of the rain that tries to develop along this boundary will be east of San Antonio, towards Houston, towards Louisiana, and far east Texas. And San Antonio will be dry overnight. And then by tomorrow morning, let's say when you're getting out to work and school or anything you're doing, lower 50s and even upper 40s tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a big change. Gusty winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour. And then from Rock Springs to Kerrville, we're looking at overnight lows dropping to about 45, if not around 44, in some of those low-lying areas between Frio County, Kendall County, Edwards County, and Gillespie County. So tomorrow morning, very cold. In the hill country, San Antonio should bottom out in the lower 50s. And instead of 80s tomorrow, we'll have 60s and even some upper 50s across the hill country. So today, around 81, 82 for San Antonio. Lower 90s along our western counties, and then by tomorrow we'll be in the 60s and 50s, so a nice swing in temperatures is expected. All right, so radar and satellite, very quiet. You can see Texas to Florida to the Midwest. It is generally tranquil when it comes to weather, but it's a different story across the West Coast. This is a Pacific system, part of an atmospheric river, so anywhere from southern Oregon to Los Angeles getting slammed in with heavy rain and even higher snow in the mountains of the Sierra Nevadas. So San Francisco getting a lot of rain right now. This is an event that's been happening since last Thursday. So they've been getting continuous rounds of consecutive showers and storms for the last 6 days, and that's what's led to mudslides, excessive rainfall, massive snow totals, and more across the West Coast, specifically from southern Oregon to southern California, the entire West Coast seeing the brunt of this storm. And if you look closely, you can actually pick out the spin in this upper level system, right? So I'll draw out the jet stream and the wind flow right there, and you'll pick out kind of how this storm system is spinning. And what's happening on that south and eastern side, it is cranking in so much moisture, so much tropical moisture from the southwest, and that is just leading to excessive rainfall amounts to California. So if you are traveling to anywhere between Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, to Portland, to Seattle, this weekend, this is going to be the pattern that's locked in for the next at least 3 to 4 days. Matter of fact, a big chunk of Los Angeles and even California is under at least a moderate to high risk of flooding for the next 24 to 48 hours. So this is the setup, and it is because of this right here. Again, we talked about this yesterday, but it's an atmospheric river that's referred to as the Pineapple Express, and they call it that because it connects Hawaii all the way to the West Coast. And how many miles is that? Let's just kind of measure that. That is over 2,000 miles in distance that connects a belt of moisture that drives in from the southwest, from Hawaii, to the northeast towards California. Over 2,300 miles. This rainfall just funnels in along that low and just leads to excessive rainfall, flooding, snow totals across the higher elevations of California. This is the setup for the next 48 hours, likely through the weekend, and then it should hopefully break down by sometime the middle of next week. But it's a pattern that really locks itself in during the winter months, December, January, and February, and primarily impacts the West Coast, California, Oregon, and up to Washington State as well. Now for us, not much happens. As a matter of fact, this ridge of high pressure kind of king in our weather department. It stays quiet after the cold front moves through overnight, through early tomorrow morning. As you can see on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, temperatures actually drop from 81, 82 today to the upper to middle 60s tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So after today, it's going to be nice. It'll be more winter-like. It'll be sunny. Highs in the 60s, mornings in the 30s and 40s. So more of a seasonal pattern, not so much a very cold pattern, but the afternoons will be a lot cooler, around 65 on Friday and about 68 on Saturday. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. No rain in sight. MLK Day is next Monday. And you'll see, aside from some cloud cover and rebounding temperatures, we'll be right near 80 by that back half of the weekend, really. And towards Monday and Tuesday, which, by the way, Sunday is the halfway point of the month of January, so we're almost to the middle point of this month. And today, 81 to 82, but again, if you're watching from Eagle Pass, Del Rio, anywhere west along the Rio Grande, you're likely to see temperatures near 90 degrees later this afternoon. It's going to be a big jump in temperatures. But today, San Antonio should be around 81 to 82. Morning fog giving way to a lot of sunshine. Tomorrow, breezy, thanks to the cold front. And from 81 to 66, that marks a pretty decent cold front in strength. So that's about a 15 to 20 degree swing in temperatures from afternoon highs. Morning lows not too different, but by Friday morning we'll drop into the 30s early Friday morning, 39 degrees, and likely a middle 30s if not near freezing for the hill country pre-dawn Friday, and then 68 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday, and then back near 80 Monday and Tuesday. So things are looking good.